Dick, we know you're a big fan. Right. Dick is a strange fellow, Inspector. I don't like him at all. In fact, I want to murder him. I said so when you were listening before.
I can see you through the porthole.
Yes, I was facing that porthole. And I saw your face and your moustache. Alright. Listen, I don't want to speak about this. It makes me really angry. Sorry, were you going to say something?
No, it's just silly.
Don't let that stop you. Right, Hector. Hector is a very efficient servant. He's dynamic. Even. Don't worry. Hector knows what's good for him. I wasn't worried. No idea. What do you want me to say? I'm not going to investigate all my household help. Just some. Nicholas really liked Hector. That was good enough for me. Okay, and then the friendship? Go on, you must be kidding, Inspector. Hector is a devoted butler, but how can you befriend the hired help? You see, it is hard to find good help these days, so Nicholas treated him well. Okay, so she's quite, high class, I guess, or she respects social class and yeah, she's a posh old bird. I never saw the thank you note. What, like, without any context, what do you possibly hope to get from this? Tell me about the meeting at the bar. I don't know. Nicholas didn't usually tell me what he was up to. Nicholas is deaf. Excuse me, Inspector, I wish not to talk about it. I mean, it's what we're here for.
Yeah, I mean, it's what we're expecting.
We're learning everything but this, and hoping that it will lead to this. This belongs to Daphne. I can't understand how she could dare wear something so ugly. But anyway, Daphne is sentimental, and Agnes gave it to her. So that's why she'd wear it, you idiot. It's not that hard to understand. These were Agnes's medicine. I never saw this article. I can't remember what the press clip... Is the press clipping the new thing? Yeah, it's the thing we picked up.
Yeah, I think so. That's the new...
Okay, so there's more...
That belongs to Daphne, right?
Yeah.
She has that.
Yeah, Daphne...
clipping.
It was in Daphne's wardrobe. I don't know if we can infer from that it belongs to Daphne, given where we found most of the stuff, but...
I don't think it makes sense if it did belong to her. Why does she keep a new clipping about her mum's death?
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, I mean, I that's where I keep all my clippings of things. In a wardrobe on a ship, in some linen.
Didn't say it's really obvious. It just is.
It makes a sort of sense to connect the two, yeah. More than the key on Raoul and Julio's floor, which makes no sense, really.
Yeah, that made zero sense.
Yeah. Okay, Cartier receipt. I never saw it. Engagement invitations. Nicholas and I had prepared everything for Daphne and Julio's engagement, when I think that this little bitch had ruined everything. Wow. She's so nice.
Don't get on with her very well, but they keep neutral.
I don't like to gossip, but if you see my little bitch daughter somewhere, if you ever do, alright, let's talk about Agnes, and then let's leave. Agnes, she was Nicholas's aunt, or maybe Daphne's aunt, we're not sure, one of the two. She was a bad-tempered old woman who spent her time complaining. Daphne Agnes's relationship. The child adored her aunt.
Absolutely bonkers. I think it's meant to be great aunt.
I think it is meant to be. What's this?
I think it is meant to be Nicholas's aunt. I think that's the only way it makes sense for the will to make sense the way it kind of has.
Yeah.
But
how would that work? Right, so Dick got the money because Dick is Agnes's son.
And he looks quite old. He looks older than, I think.
It would put, Dick and Nicholas as sort of at the same generational level, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And if Dick was out of the picture, her fortune might go to Nicholas simply because they didn't know she had a son, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it makes sense that he's...
I think that's the way I'm kind of imagining at the moment, because otherwise it just doesn't.
Do you think maybe
really
there's some
correlate?
sort of thing where they just call everyone your aunt?
What, in French?
Yeah, or...
Maybe it could very well could be.
Yeah, that it's not a mistake in the sense that they did that on purpose, but we're missing something. Because it's kind of a crazy thing to miss anyway, because it keeps being referred to different characters. It's not happening once. It's not like a typo. She's literally calling them both one after the other.
But we know that Daphne is the daughter, so it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Okay. Agnes always treated Suzanne like the maid she was. Okay, cool. That's nice. When Agnes fell ill, Nicholas invited her to stay at our house. Don't mention it, Inspector. Her stay at our house was terrible. She complained 24 hours a day. Nicholas waited on her hand and foot. However, despite his attentiveness, Agnes died barely a month ago. Okay. I'm going to tell you something, Inspector. Nicholas did everything possible for Agnes. He treated her like a queen, and all this for what? We were so disappointed by her will. Wow. Okay. Not even bothering to hide the intention there. Okay. Agnes never told us she had a son. What is really surprising is that Nicholas, who certainly knew about him, never told me anything. Oh, okay, so Nicholas,
right.
She thinks Nicholas did know, but no one knew.
Yeah, so...
What are you talking about, Rebecca?
Well, I think she's speaking like, I didn't know, so no one knew.
Right.
And she also thinks Nicholas knew about it. I think that's more kind of...
Do you think she's basically pissed off at everybody?
Yeah, probably.
And she's
I think she's just bitter.
She's a new wife as well. How new? We don't know anything about that, but...
You're asking Gold Digger new.
Well, she definitely wants the money. She clearly wants the money. She didn't even pretend she didn't want the money. She's very angry about not getting the inheritance, which she presumes they would have got had Dick not existed, I guess. I just don't know how new she is. I mean, she's around long enough to plan this marriage thing. She's trying to marry... She wants to marry off Daphne to Julio. Or Nicholas did. It suddenly just happened. They've tried to force it to happen. They want an avenue into that money as well. Do they just want everyone's money? Like,
maybe they seem the types.
Is that their deal? Far. Just to accrue all the money? Yeah.
Oh. Who this then?
Daphne? Rose. We forgot about Rose. Let's speak to Rose.
I would like Rose to be a nice person. Because nobody's been wholly nice.
So what's new, Inspector? She's got a flower in her hair. She must be nice. Oh, we've got a lot. Oh, okay. They've hit us with more characters. I'm not sure I was ready for all of this. Let's talk about Rebecca and Tom's
Jesus!
We are the worst, man. Like, this is all happening as it is. It's just awful. You can imagine sitting there watching him go through this. What are you insinuating? Okay.
Specifically this next thing.
Yeah. I'm insinuating this. My husband loves me, Inspector, and I trust him. Right. Tom. Tom is my husband. He is an attentive and loving man. Tom's financial difficulties. No. Tom would have told me about it. Okay. Let's go. Our marriage is ideal. Let's talk about business. Tom and I have agreed to never speak about work. That's convenient. Okay, Tom's ambition. My husband is a brilliant businessman. He's extremely ambitious and works hard to succeed, maybe too hard. I was hoping that this cruise would help him forget his worries, but I fear this won't happen. He's got worries. We now get We get to hear about Tom's worries. I hope he provides a list of all his worries.
I have these worries. I've ordered them alphabetically.
Yeah. It might be like before he went on the ship, he's worried that he left the gas running in the kitchen. Tom hardly speaks to me about his work. There are things a husband shouldn't tell his wife. Cool.
Nice. Interesting statement.
Yeah. I like not knowing anything. Tom and Rebecca's plot. This is simply ridiculous. Okay. I keep getting in my mind Rose and Daphne mixed up because we hadn't until now seen them, and now when I'm clicking on Julie, I was thinking, oh, she's gonna be angry because of the engagement thing, but she's not going to be angry because this isn't Daphne.
That person. Yeah.
Julio is rather naive, but he is very sweet. I have no knowledge of mechanics. I was asking you about cars. Julio's family. I don't know, Inspector. People say they have money. Julio, a fortune? Well off, certainly. But he doesn't look like somebody that comes from money. Looks like a bit of a dickhead.
Have you not seen? Maybe he's just not been wearing the right hat.
Have you seen his hats? Alright. Oh no, we've done that one. Daphne and Julio's engagement. Nicholas was again his tactful self by announcing this to everyone except Daphne. Right. Rebecca. Rebecca is Nicholas's wife.
We've already seen these three in the middle.
Okay, then let's get this one. Oh, Daphne can't stand Rebecca. Though they pretend to acknowledge each other, I believe that one day they will scratch each other's eyes out. Let's just say Rebecca isn't a very nice person.
Well, we've met.
Got Rebecca's personality. A whole topic. Why is this pertinent? I guess maybe it leads to whether she might be a murderer.
It feels like that comes under the subject of Rebecca, doesn't it, really?
Except that's what we get. What's really irritating about her is that she always puts on airs, but behind her la-di-da manner she's superficial and capricious. Are those exclusive, really? Like, I'd expect a lot of people with la-di-da manners to be superficial and capricious. Okay. I'm Tom Logan's wife. You know Tom Logan?
Seems like a really weird way to say it, considering there's only 8 people on this cruise.
My husband is Tom Logan. It does seem strangely formal. Right. We'll learn more about you from other people, I suppose. Father Fabiani, well, I think he's a very nice man.
I think you should probably given that more pause.
Oh, sorry.
The way I think that was shown.
Do you think
it meant she didn't actually think that?
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The layers of subtext were lost on me. But
I think that's more of a polite. Yeah, he's nice.
All right. I never heard of it. Bell Towers Restoration. I heard about it, but I don't know more. Okay. Quite possible, Inspector. I don't go out very often, you know. So, do you want to go out somewhere? We're on a boat.
It's the most out you can be.
It's pretty far out. Do you want to go to space? Sorry, Inspector, I can't really help you there. Yes, they are good friends. Suzanne and Fabiani's friendship. Fabiani's suitcase. I don't know anything about this suitcase.
That's actually the most reasonable response to that question we've ever heard.
I've never heard about it. The father has been gambling for ages. I don't know if he'll ever be able to give it up. He's a real gambler. Not one of those gambler posers.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen his suitcase? I don't know anything about it. Right, Suzanne. Suzanne is a dear friend. When you have a problem, she always knows what to say to make you feel better. Yep, that one we had. Suzanne's invitation. I am very glad that Suzanne was invited on this cruise. Suzanne is a smashing girl, and I don't understand why certain people amuse themselves by spreading different rumors about her. Oh, of course, she doesn't let other people walk all over her. Especially Nicholas, as she always stands up to him. That was quite a long chain. Okay, so that was at the invitation, or was that?
Yeah, that was the invitation.
Okay. I admire Suzanne very much. She has character and is the only person capable of taking down that boor Nicholas down a peg. Ooh, doesn't like Nicholas. Suzanne is in delicate health. This is over-exaggerated. Suzanne likes to drink, but she knows when to stop. The dispute. I don't know. Okay, cool. Suzanne's illness. You'd better ask her directly. She
No,
didn't
we've
want to
learned
talk
not to
about
do
it.
that.
Did she?
We've learned not to ask anyone directly about themselves.
We have asked her directly.
Yeah.
Because we're awful. Right. And it didn't matter. I've only met Dick once or twice. This is none of my business. Okay, Hector. Hector is Nicholas's butler. Certainly, it's as if they were bonded by some type of pact. Maybe some pre-existing agreement, I don't know. I don't know much about Hector. He has always been very discreet. It's unnerving to know nothing of someone's past, especially if you've known them for years. Hector was Nicholas's shadow. He stuck to Nicholas like glue.
Like a glue.
For some reason, I read that as like a glove, and then realised it didn't say glove. Realised it said glue. Like a glue. You know all about being a glue, don't you, Inspector? You're like a glue stick or something. I had never experienced this type of relationship before. They were very close, but it didn't seem to be friendship. Ah. Confederates.
Yeah.
Okay. Never saw the note. No, Inspector, I wasn't aware of this. But now that you bring it up, yes, last night. It must have been around 8 or 10. We came back from dinner and I went up on the upper deck to get some fresh air. It was already dark and no one could see me because I was in a very dark corner, like a little squirrel. Nicholas and Father Fabiani arrived just a few minutes after me. They were speaking very softly, but I could see right away that they were arguing. Wow, okay.
That's probably the most you've gotten from that in a while.
Yeah, some angle there. I wonder if that's opened up other stuff, annoyingly.
Probably in Hector's.
Yeah.
Like the argument or something.
Well, it's sad news.
Not in Hector, sorry. Fabiani.
Yeah. Okay. This necklace belonged to Daphne. Agnes gave it to her as a souvenir. Yes, Agnes was under medical treatment. The poor woman was very ill. Press clipping. It was a terrible accident. Daphne was at boarding school and Nicholas waited until she was a little bit older to tell her the truth. Okay. How old is Rose? She doesn't look that old. I suppose this must have been to do something for Nicholas. I never saw this bracelet. You're blind. Right, engagement invitations. Rebecca was in charge of all the invitations announcing Daphne's engagement to Giulio. Alright. And then there's just Agnes. I think that just leaves Daphne to speak to, actually, right?
Yeah, I think that's the only person we haven't
And we've got
seen.
a full set of human beings. Apart from all the staff who we ignore.
Well, yeah, they're not. They're too dynamic to talk to.
Agnes is the great aunt of Daphne. They were very close.
There we go.
Yep.
That's the first one we've had that's correct, I guess.
This is the first one that someone spell checked and checked live for content. Daphne was extremely fond of Agnes. I don't know, Inspector. Okay, Agnes's illness. It must have been serious. Nicholas accommodated Agnes at his house for almost 6 months. I have never seen Nicholas like this. He waited on Agnes hand and foot, always at her beck and call. But despite his efforts, he's not a doctor and really should have taken her to the hospital. The old lady succumbed to her illness. Like, they're all treating it like he by like just looking after her at his house that she would more likely survive
Then go into a hospital,
than what he did was to stop her from getting the medical attention she needed and wait on her hand and foot instead. Which...
Yeah. He just really wanted to be in the will, right?
Yeah. Oh, he wanted her dead and to be in the will, I think.
Yeah, he wanted both those things.
Some people say that Niklas acted in his own interest. Agnes was rich, extremely rich. I don't know the details. You better ask my husband. Okay, and last of all, no one knew that Agnes had a son. Some people might have known.
Potentially, yeah.
We don't know how they found out, do we? Oh, that was like Clue City, surely. That's just 10 minutes. Oh.
Yeah, but it's the next hour.
We're at 1 o'clock.
We're at 1 o'clock.
Okay. Nice progress. Oh, I suppose, actually, we should have gone and spoken to her, or just checked the other things that...
Yeah, we want to check Fabian.
She's a ninja.
Can you interact with that chair?
A lounge chair. Wow, Daphne. No, Rose. Damn it. Did we even have that conversation?
It's the ghost.
Was it a Sixth Sense type moment?
You're gonna knock on your own door again.
I was gonna. You saw me hovering over it. Alright, well, Julio is again, unfortunately, going to be my guinea pig for finding new conversational strands, because Rose has vanished after one chat.
Well, there's the new topic, the base new topic of just Rose.
Yeah.
Worries.
Oh my god, there's just stuff scattered all about.
Tom's worries is new.
Tom's worries are new. I noticed nothing more. Cool. more useful insight from Julio and his eyes. Right.
Rebecca's personality is new.
Well, everything apart from the stuff that overlaps is new in here for him, right? Because we haven't spoken to him about Rebecca at all.
That's true, Rebecca.
I don't know mucho la Signora Karaboudjan, pero she was mucho nice with me. Okay. So, yeah, just said that. What's this say? Very protective. Okay. This do not concern me. I know nada. Rebecca is not Daphne's mamma, Inspector. The poor thing lost her mamma years ago. It is because of this that Rebecca and her don't look at all alike. Did you just explain why they don't look the same?
Because they're not related, yeah.
Yeah. Did you feel the need to explain that? Beyond the fact that we'd already established that they're not blood relatives. You know, me and you don't look alike.